Hey, what's up, guys? Elliot here from Movie Files, here to give you guys my thoughts on tonight's episode of The Walking Dead, episode number 2, which was titled The Dam. So, welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. So tonight's episode, some good, and then you had some moments that wasn't so good. So, some things that I liked about the episode was whenever you get something with Daryl and Rick taking part in some mission or the scenes together, it's always cool to see those two together. So I enjoyed. We didn't get much of them, but things that occurred in tonight's episode I thought was pretty interesting. I'll just jump right into it. We get Morales. We haven't seen this character. I had to pull out my phone and press pause for a second to kind of refresh myself on Morales, but we haven't seen him since season 1. From when Rick and crew were in Atlanta, and Morales and his family decided to take part or go their separate ways from the rest of the crew. So we haven't seen him in 7 seasons. So it was cool to see someone that we haven't seen in so long return in such a cool, kind of surprising way. It was legitimately, I was very surprised to see his character back in tonight's episode, and also where that leads from episodes to come. He tells Rick, "Hey, I'm a savior. I just called in reinforcements, and you're in trouble." So it's going to be cool to see where that lands next week, as well as Daryl's there. So it ain't gonna go out without a fight. So we'll see where that lasts. See where that lands. So I thought that was one of the positives. Carol and Ezekiel. I'm a fan of their dynamic whenever those two get together and have some dialogue. It's pretty interesting to see that play out. And then their plan to kind of make sure that they take out every savior possible. They made sure that even if it was one, they made sure that he was out. And then whenever you get Shiva in an episode, the tiger, it's always a great moment. So I thought those two things really worked for me. The surprising moment with Morales, and then, Ezekiel and Carol, whenever they have dialogue and kind of go back and forth, is always pretty interesting to me and pretty fun. So on to things I did not enjoy. Walking Dead has been doing this for many, many seasons as far as playing the role where the moral compass is in play. So we'll start with... we see that with Rick, even though I enjoyed the Rick storyline that we got tonight. We see that moment when he fights the guy. I don't know if they revealed his name or not, but he has a daughter, Gracie. She's fatherless now because Rick made sure of that, taking out her dad. So we get that moment, but, in that moment, Rick has to fend for his life. The guy hit him first. It wasn't like Rick saw him and was sneaking up behind him. It was a life or death type of moment, and Rick decided to take him out. Obviously, he told Rick that there was no guns, but obviously you can't believe someone when you're in that moment. So what I'm getting at as far as his moral compass, we see Tara and Jesus. They have a moment in an episode where they find a guy in a closet who has pissed himself. He tells them that he did that on his own to kind of make it seem like he was afraid. But in that moment, we see them have a debate, which for me as a fan, it's just like, I'm watching them like have this conversation. You have a guy who's and I'll play both sides. You have Tara, who's like, the guy tells them the story that he is brought to the camp to be a provider, to cook food. But the Tara's point is like, hey man, you can cook food, you can wash dishes, you can clean clothes, you can plant crops, or you can be on the front line. At the end of the day, you're on the bad side. You're on the wrong side of the fight. So I don't care what you do, you need to be taken out. And then you have Jesus' point of view, which is like, it's different from when you are in a room and you're on this mission, you see 10 people and they're just shooting at you and you have to, defend yourself and the people you love and care for. It's different than when you see someone in the closet defenseless, without a gun, without a weapon, without a threat. So I can see both sides of the coin, but I'm going to have to side with Tara because it's just like again, it doesn't matter if they cook clothes or they're shooting people in the front lines. They're on the bad side, and I know that, at the end of the day, to Jesus' point, I'll play both sides. You don't want to become what you're trying to take out, which is ultimately just ruthless killers, murderers. So, but again, the thing that didn't work for me in that moment was having that conversation then and there. To me, it's like you guys should be able to know who you're in the fighting field with. Is this person going to be able to save my life if it comes to it? Because obviously not. Because obviously the guy turns on Jesus and Tara, and it could have been wrong. Jesus could have got killed. Tara could have got killed. So to my point, I'm just saying, before you guys do any missions, you should know that person on your left or your right is going to defend for you, and no matter what, be able to do what needs to be done. So I just think it's very repetitive at this point. Many episodes, and I'll get to Morgan here, but we have many characters, even main characters like Rick and Carol. They have these moments where it's just like, do I do it? Do I not? And as a fan, it gets boring, honestly, And like I said, in that moment, who has that conversation right then and there? It was just kind of a head scratcher. And then getting on to like Morgan, like I said, 2 seasons ago, he was in the same boat. When he had the wolves, when they came to attack Alexandria, he decided not to kill. And then we got 3 seasons before that, he was all about killing. And then, like I say, I like Morgan, the character. He's not in the middle. He's either here or here, and nothing close to in the middle. He's going to either take out people like he did tonight. He has a very interesting line saying he can't be killed. He doesn't die, which we'll see with that, if that ends up, being his kiss of death. And then he takes out people like the goddamn Terminator. He's a mass murderer, just taking people out, pop, pop, pop. He's like Neo, just knows where people are before he even hits the corner. Or he's, our Morgan from 2 seasons ago, where he's carrying a walking stick and just pops you in the head and gives you the opportunity to live, and you guys are going to talk about it because that's his mission. So, we've seen that they went to that well so many times that it gets dried up and it gets boring to me. And speaking of boring, one of my lowest points of the episode was the whole Aaron and crew's assault on the Saviors. The back and forth of the shooting and the people that was getting getting taken out. It's just like, you don't care about these characters, so why even show this on screen? And then the whole, it's cool to see Aaron and Eric, the relationship evolve over, I think this is like 4 seasons now that they've been on camera and been part of the kind of the in and out of the storyline. But it's just like, I can respect that, that they continue that. We don't get a lot of couples in the show, so it's good to see that a couple has lived on so far. But it's just like, that was so predictable that Eric was going to get shot. And like I said, that whole, just the back and forth of the shooting was just like, you guys, on the Savior side and on Rick's crew, it's just like, you guys are putting guns in people's hand that can't shoot. I'm a big Star Wars fan. It was literally like watching Star Wars, because it was just like, you see these stormtroopers shooting at each other and no one's getting taken out. But I thought that was like the weakest point of tonight's episode, which, like I said, there were some good things that I liked. Rick, obviously, whenever Rick and Daryl's involved, and Carol, we get all the heavy hitters that we enjoy, and Morgan, those are always positives for me. But then when you get those moments, like I said, when the people got to go back and forth of, should I kill or should I not, surrender and taking people hostage, it's just like, you guys are in this world. You either live with your results or just don't be a part of it. Like I said, before you go into the battlefield, you should know where your lines are and who's your alliance and what you're willing to do. It's just like, when we see this on camera, it's very frustrating for me. So I thought tonight's episode was okay. It was, as a Walking Dead fan, it was, we've seen these episodes many times, and it's like, you get these moments where the season is just kind of like watching water, So we'll see what happens next week. Obviously, like I said, Morales calls in reinforcements, so we'll see if we see Negan and Rick face to face again, or if we'll see what happened with Negan from last week's episode. So, as a fan, I'm looking forward to it. But again, I thought tonight's episode was just, it was okay. But my opinion is mine, but I would love to know what you guys thought about tonight's episode, and if you enjoy it, what things you guys think are coming for the rest of the season, as well as the surprise, that we got tonight, Morales. Were you guys happy to see him make a return, or did you guys were just like, who is this guy and why should we care? So I would love to know what you guys are thinking, and we can continue that conversation on social media. You can find us on Instagram at Movie Files, as well as on Twitter at Movie Files Live. So I'll have that information right down here for you guys, so you can go ahead and follow us there. But thank you guys for watching my review. We'll be back again next week to talk about episode 3, but as well as other things to come later this week. We've got a pretty cool movie that we're going to do a review on by the name of Thor. So we'll see you guys again shortly. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and take care. Hey, what's up, guys? Again, thanks for watching that video that we just made. If you liked it, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, as well as share this video for us. That would be great. But we also have some other content, as you can see to my left and to my right. Go ahead and watch our movie reviews and our TV reviews. And then when you're done doing that and you want to get more content, hit that button right above my head. That's a subscribe button. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate that, guys. Take care.